Sabah is ridiculous. The formation of UMNO Sabah was the pretext to, to the Sulu crisis in many ways.
You were very optimistic in this last GE for the opposition to win massively and to take over government. You lost.
Well, cautiously optimistic.
Sure. The end result is you lost. So what do you think of this coming next election? Are you going to win cautiously, or are you going to be really confidently saying, yes, we're going to take over?
Well, from projections, I mean, if you look at the saluran, or we know for sure the youth is behind us, right? And, the older folks will fade away or die, for want of a better word. And then the younger voters will come in, and we've seen this in the Black 505, that there are a lot of support for us. So based on this,
from the youths,
just statistically, we will get 56%
but
of the majority vote.
Dato Sri Najib seems to have done a very good job by placing the right individual. Since you say it's very driven by personalities, politics in Malaysia driven by personalities, he put in place a very intelligent, in fact, they've called him the next future Prime Minister, Khairi Jamaluddin, as the youth minister, and he sure has taken a big, strong perception that the youth are with the government back again. So what do you have to say about that?
No, that remains to be seen. I know KJ is charismatic, is intelligent and all that, that's fine. Actually, we went to the same school, but that's another issue. But we have Nurul Izzah, we have Rafizi Ramli, we have the same level of young supporters coming up. We have, YB Sim, we have Ong Kian Meng. On the side of DAP is Tony Pua, Hannah Yeoh. These are all champions. You name me 5 from the other side. I don't think you can. You'll probably be really struggling to find more than 3 on the other side. So I think we have the youth vote. He may be smart. He may appeal to an urban elite Malay class. And that's his.
But he's also a minister in the cabinet right now, and there's a lot more that he can do as well.
Sure. But politics. You become a minister, internal politics become a big issue, right? I mean,
So would that not happen when opposition takes over and you all become ministers and internal politics also become a big issue? You see, it's a lot easier to be on the opposition to just be questioning on policies of the policies.
This is where the difference is. With Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim, I imagine that this will be his sunset, of his political career. We're talking what Malaysia truly needs is statesmanship, not politician so much. We need a strong statesman who knows about governance, who knows what needs to be done, and have the political will to push that through. That is never going to come from Barisan Nasional. It can only come from the side of.
But there have been things also said about Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim that he lacks substance.
No, that's not true. I mean, the man has a lot of experience. I work with him personally, right? When we discuss policies, he will always point out to me where my flaws are. So I find it an enriching experience working with a senior politician like him. He knows the issues and he can cut straight to the point. He's actually, if you see his history, he's gone through maybe 4 or 5 ministries, right?
So you are close to Anwar because you are the rising star.
I'm not. No, seriously, I'm not. I mean, I'm not close to Anwar. Seriously, I'm just some policies are driven by me, and sometimes he needs special research. Then I'll come in and do those bits for him.
So do you think it's okay for his daughter to be deputy president? His wife has so much influence in the party. His close friend is the deputy president, for example.
Well, no, as I say, there is no ideology in that sense. The party is built on a personality at the split from '98 time, right, from UMNO, and Malaysian politics is such that personality-driven is still the day. I mean, we hope one day in the future that
But it's also a family affair.
No.
DAP
I mean,
has Lim Guan Eng.
Sure.
His father is kids.
Yeah, but nobody wants to join the opposition back then. You realize? I mean, you ask any Malaysian out there, and 5-10 years ago, no one wants to do it. Everybody wants to make their money. They want to keep quiet. They don't want to rock the boat. So that is why, fundamentally, why all the opposition parties have a lot of so-called family members, people fully committed to the thing. But the issue is this: are these members good or are they not good in terms of quality? I mean, you can't say Guan Eng is a terrible administrator. He's a fantastic chief minister.
So shouldn't he be the one that rightfully, if opposition wins, become the next prime minister?
Well, Malaysia is the issue of race politics is always there.
But because the opposition keep championing about forget about race, forget about this. PKI is about multiracial.
It's a transition period.
Multiracial.
No. I think the Pakatan Rakyat has agreed definitely that if we should win, that the Prime Minister should be Anwar Ibrahim, right? Coming into the next election, they may have a different arrangement. We don't know.
What if Anwar Ibrahim is not going to be around because he's just there right now? How much more time do we have to be driven by this personality? And you keep saying it's driven personality is Anwar Ibrahim. What if Anwar Ibrahim is not around? Who's going to be driving the party, the opposition, to lead the opposition to take over government if you do win?
No, I'm not saying that the party is personality driven. It's built around the personality. The ideology is centrist, and all political parties in Malaysia, plus minus, maybe PAS has a bit more Islamic agenda. The DAP has more focus on the urban areas, but plus minus everybody's centrist. Everybody wants good governance. They want economic growth. So what we see is if Anwar is not around, I'm sure we have to find a successor.
Who would that be?
It could be anyone down the ranks. I mean, it could be someone completely new coming in. It could be
someone completely new would not be able to have that kind of charisma and also that kind of credibility to lead the opposition.
It will take time. I mean, I don't expect Rafizi or Nurul, who are the so-called rising star. I'm not the rising star. They will need 10 years in some more experience to reach that age of 40 plus to become.
Yeah, and they've not managed in government before, like Anwar Ibrahim.
Would Azmin Ali be the good choice for the next?
Well, Azmin Ali is the current VP, so he will definitely be there at the top for sure. He may lead the party, he may not. That is up to the party to decide.
So are you saying that he makes a good candidate?
I think he's quite capable. Seriously, I mean. That he has a lot of, there's a lot of negative perception of what Azmin stands for. I think you have to give him a chance, a fair chance. And I think he's definitely a very able politician. That I would say. I say it as it is, right?
Is he an able statesman? If he's an able politician, does that make him an able statesman as well?
You never know until you become the leader, right? I mean, Ronald Reagan is a classic example of a good politician who then transcended into a statesman, I see that a lot in Azmin Ali. He knows where to sit, where to stand, how to talk. And this is a gift. I'm not trying to butt up Azmin Ali, but my observation is very simple. He is a natural politician.
Would he be a better choice than Nurul Izzah?
I think that they're two different age group. Yeah, I mean, they have to sort it out. In politics, it's full combat, right? They will have to sort it out. I mean, if the party decides, then that's the way it should be. That's democratic practice.
If they decide that you should be the next Minister of Finance, would you take on that role?
No, I don't think so.
Because after all, you advise on trade and investment,
No.
right?
Minister of Finance is a political post. If anything, I would aspire to maybe join the EPU, Economic Planning Unit, where I enjoy policy making. I don't really enjoy, cutting ribbons and stuff. It's quite nice for your vanity factor, right? But it's sort of wear off quickly.
You really want to get down to the
No, and on top of everything else, seriously, I have 2 young babies, and I need to spend time with my family and all that. So I don't really. I just want to do my bit. This country is going through massive transition, and I want to be part of that history making, and I want to do it positively, and I want to support the party that I believe should lead the country.
Do you see that Dr. Sri Najib is doing a good job in introducing and allowing ETP to really move at its pace?
Anwar Ibrahim, yeah?
No, Najib.
Dr. Sri Najib.
No. Look, to be fair to the Prime Minister, he seems like a decent enough chap, right? But I think there is a lack of will to do things. That's why we see so many policy flip-flops. And that is disheartening. I mean, it's 100 days have passed since the election, and he has done absolutely nothing.
Do you think that is because of the UMNO internal election coming along? That's why he had to play his politics?
No. I mean, if you are in a defensive position, you lost the popular vote, right? You're Najib. Wouldn't you go and take the advantage and try to control the media and push forward his agenda? He's actually sat back, and he's just kept quiet. And one of my main role in the party is to talk to the business community, which means analysts, bankers, and investment banks and all this. And they keep asking what is going on. We have no idea what is going on. So there's no new announcement. There's no announcement about ETP, GTP, or
what about TPPA?
Yeah, TPPA is the hot potato. I mean, that is the big issue coming up, and nobody seems to understand why Najib is pushing for TPPA. When
Mahathir isn't.
Mahathir is very clear. Dr. Mahathir takes the position that sovereign rights cannot be ceded away via an agreement. I I mean, we disagree with Mahdi on many issues. But sovereignty is something that, you know, Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim is not willing to let go as well. You know, I think the elder statesman, even Badawi, I heard, has made the position. That's why they didn't sign the American FTA. Nobody is willing to cede away powers, sovereign powers. And we're talking about sovereign powers in terms of economic crisis. Free trade, globalization is inevitable. We as an export-driven nation must engage. But we don't have to engage through the TPPA. We can engage through bilateral ties, which is a normal thing. Or you can engage under the Southeast Asian RCEP system. We don't have to do this TPPA because the TPPA exceeds the issue on trade. It's not just trade. There's a lot of more issues in there.
Okay, we need to wrap it up. One more question, perhaps.
Yes, regards to the specifics on 3 things that we need to do as a country to transform the economy of the country, really to take it up and get out the middle income trap. What were the 3 things other than corruption?
Well, definitely, the basic of it is first good governance, which means crime has to come down. I mean, if you can't do the basic, no one is going to invest in this country, right? And we're not talking about foreign investment, because foreign investment today is not so important. The more important is domestic investment. Yeah. So the very first thing is governance, and to make sure that the racial issues are resolved as quickly as possible, so that business community can continue to do business. And what you want is the business community to set their roots and say, I'm willing to do R&D. I'm willing to spend 8 to 10 years of my research and development to produce a great product. And in order to do that, I need good governance. I need less corruption or no corruption. I need definitely a good judicial system. So that governance issue is the first element that you have to resolve. Yeah. Now the second thing is to sit down and do the strategic planning. Strategic planning means gathering good data. Pemandu has done wonderful things, but we start questioning the Pemandu data about 2 years ago, when they started projecting ridiculous things, you know.
Especially the crime rate.
Yeah, precisely. That, yeah. So it doesn't give us confidence. But what Najib has done is good. They got a body to start doing data, because policy making has to be data driven. And that is the main important thing that we have to start adopting as policymakers. So as I said earlier, governance issue, gather data, and do policy based on data, evidence on data. Okay? And then the third thing is we have to get the national unity sorted out once and for all, which means rebuilding education. If anything is the most important issue, the education is the core issue for development, because education ensures social mobility. It ensures that we have a strong economic growth in the future. Yeah?
Definitely an uphill battle. Okay,
well,
we need to wrap it up.
We are geared up for the battle. And I can assure you, we drive for this.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you very much.
And to all our viewers, we thank you for your attention, and we hope you've enjoyed some of the things that's been actually discussed here, some of the hot issues that's surfaced in Malaysia and Edwards. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.